Hi guys, this is Sai Kumar Kurtivada. In this video, we will learn about different types of functions in JavaScript. So let me tell you what are the different types of functions we can use in JavaScript. So let me quickly jump into Visual Studio Code and we'll experiment each and every type of functions in JavaScript. Let's talk about traditional functions. So in traditional functions, we can declare a function by using a keyword called as function. So let me define a function like a function keyword followed by a function name. So let me give a name something like greet, and I can use some sort of console to see the output, console.log of sample greet, and save this. Now why we will be using a function? A function is used for reusability. That means whenever you want to use a specific logic multiple times, then you can use a function. So function will have a declaration. So this part is called as a declaration. This part is called as a definition, and we will be calling this function. So how to call a function? We can call a function by using its function name. So I can use greet and off. So off indicates we are calling the function. And now let me execute this. I can execute by using node space index.js file and hit enter. Now you can see sample greet. So you are seeing a sample greet inside the specific greet function. So let me use again a greet function, and now I'm calling two times with the same logic, and let me go and execute this. You'll be seeing sample greet twice. So that's about your traditional functions. And also the traditional functions, we can pass set of parameters. They are called as parameterized functions. So let me create a parameterized function for same greet function. So here I'm using the same function, and we minimize a bit. Yep. So now here I'll pass a greet message, and now I would like to print that greet message, and this is my parameterized function. So let me comment this, and here what I'll do is I'll call this function with the parameter. So I'll call something like greet, and I'll pass a message like good morning, and save this. And now let me run this. You will see that good morning. That means the parameter whatever I want to pass to that specific function, I can pass. And here we have only one parameter, and hence this function is called as parameterized function. So that's how you can use your parameterized function in your JavaScript. I can reuse this again by using greet as good evening and save this. Now let me run this again. Now you are seeing good morning for the first call and good evening for the second call. That's how you can use your parameterized function. So let me mark this as parameterized function, and this one as a traditional function. Traditional. So we spoke about the parameterized one and the traditional one. So let me go into the next one. So the next one is expression function. So let's understand what is this expression function. Expression function is something like a nameless function. So you can create a function as a nameless or anonymous function. So let me create that first as an anonymous function. So how can I create an anonymous function without a function name? So I can use a function keyword, and I can write a function definition, and the definition is something like console.log of, same like you can consider the message, and let me print the message here. So now this is a anonymous function, but to use this function we should have a variable, and that is nothing but var, or you can create const. Let me create a greet as this way. So now what I'm doing is I am assigning an anonymous function, that is a nameless function, to a variable, and hence this is called as function expression because we are using equal to symbol, hence it is called as function expression. So these function expressions can also be called. For example, I can use a greet, and I can pass a message like greet message and save this. Now you can see this greet message, and let me run this. Yes, you can see the greet message from the variable or anonymous or named functions. These are also called as anonymous functions or named functions, or I can call function expression. So the default name I want to give to this is function expression. So function expression is a mechanism where you will use a nameless function assigned to a variable, and you can use that variable wherever you want. So that's about your function expression. So let me save this. This is one type of function in JavaScript. And next function is arrow function. Let's talk about arrow function. Arrow functions. Now, how to define an arrow function? Arrow function can be defined by using a arrow operator. So what I can do is I can create a const with a function name, like let me use a greet as my function name, and you will not have any function keyword, but you can pass the parameters and followed by an arrow, and you can return some data. So let me return something like console.log of the greet message, whatever I want to pass. So let me use message, and I'm passing that message here. So now this specific one is not having a function keyword, and it will act as a expression, that means expression function. Along with that, it does not have any flower bases because it is having only one single line of statement to execute. So that's how you can use your arrow function. So let me use something like greet and call this function. Save this and go here and pass the message. So let me pass the message as arrow function and save this. Let me run this. Now you can see the arrow function which is inside this console. And if you have multiple lines to execute, then you have to use a flower base. So let me use a flower base over here and here. Now save this. You have multiple lines. Let me use console.log of multi-line, and I want to pass this arrow function. So what it does is multi-line followed by arrow function. That means whenever you have multiple lines inside your arrow function, you have to use a definition block. So this is a definition block of your function. That's about your arrow function. So let me comment this. And also let's talk something about immediate invoking function, which is also called as IIFE, which is also known as immediate invoked function expression. So this is my immediate invoke function expression. So now let's talk about immediate invoke function expression. Here, this is especially used whenever you want to call a function by itself. That means you don't want to create a function and call it later. Instead, you want to create it immediately and call it immediately. So how you can do is just create a nameless function, and you can use this nameless function to display some value like console.log of IIFE, immediate invoking function. Now you have to call this function. Unless you are calling a function, that function is a dead function. So let me put it inside off. So I am making a block and putting that complete function inside that specific parameter, and I want to call this. So this is my function. Now I want to call this. I can call like this. Save this and now execute. Now you can see IIFE. So that is immediate invoking function. So no one is calling this function, and you are not assigning this function to any of the variable. Instead, you are giving a nameless function and calling immediately. This is used especially whenever you are using in the Node.js, whenever you want to run some set of scripts on the load of a function or on the load of a specific file, then you will be using this set of functions. And these functions can't be used later because they are not assigned to any of the value. So that's how you are using that immediate invoked functions, like database connectivities, or whenever you want to run some specific scripts only once throughout your application, then you can use immediate invoked functions. So that's about your immediate invoked functions. There is something called as higher order functions. They are also called as HOCs. If you are working with React, or if you are working with Vue.js, you will be seeing this higher order functions, HOCs. HOCs are new set of functions we can use in our React applications. Not only React, on native JavaScript we can use these HOCs. HOCs are something like whenever a function is taking another function as an argument and returns another function. Like if you have a function and if it is taking a function as a parameter or returns a function as a parameter, then that is called as HOCs. Let's understand with an example. So now what I want to do is, I want to write a function and the function is HOC function. Now this HOC will receive another function. Let me mark it as another function or a callback function. Then what I want to do is, I want to return this function by executing. So let me use a return statement with another function as a calling function. So now I am passing a function with a parameter as another function and returning that function execution. So that is called as HOC. Now this function is called as HOC. How to call this function? Let me create one specific function called as function greet as a function, and let me use this greet function to print the console.log of I am inside greet. So this is my function. Now I want to pass this function to this HOC and that will return the original value. So what I'll do is, I'll just use console.log of, I will call HOC with this greet function, and I'll not call this function, I'll just pass the reference of that function. So I'm passing the reference of that function and save this. Now let me run this. You can see I am inside the greet. In this console it is not returning anything. The whole HOC is returning this value, but here we are not getting this whole console. So what I'll do is, I'll just remove this console and save this and run this. Now you can see I am inside the greet. So already we have the console, and this specific function I am passing into the HOC function, and that HOC is executing the function and returning back, and that process of execution is called as HOC. So you can use n number of nested methods or the functions in our JavaScript, and such type of execution is called as HOC functions. So this is about HOCs. Let me comment this, save this, and let's understand something about another functions called as async and await. These are called as promises. So whenever you want to make some async and await calls, something like this, async or await calls, then you have to use async and await functions, and these all also called as asynchronous JavaScript functions. So now let's talk about async or await. Whenever you want to call an API, or whenever you want to execute some set of data which is going in an asynchronous process and you want to wait until that execution is done, then you will be using this asynchronous APIs. So now before async and await, let's write a function to fetch the data. So let me use a function like fetch data. This is my function, and I want to use a function like a fetch API call, and I want to use some URL. So that is like nothing but JSON placeholder API call. That is a free API call. So I'll be getting that specific API call for us. So let me get that for you. And now I'm using a fetch call with this API. So this is an API called as JSON placeholder, and this is a fetch of JavaScript which is used to call your APIs, and now this is an asynchronous. So now for example, let me write console.log of, I can use something like after fetch and save this. Now let me execute this. So there is no execution happened on this. So now let me call this fetch data and save this, and let me run this. Now you can see after fetch, and you are not waiting for this. For example, this is a promise function. So let me execute that promise like dot then, and I'll be getting a response, and that response will have a JSON format, and this JSON is again a promise. So I'm using a promise chaining technique. We will talk more about promise chaining technique in the upcoming video. For now, let me use JSON implies this is something like the original response, console.log of JSON, and save this. Now we are executing this specific line, and then we are executing the 58th line, that is after fetch. But how this is working, let's see. Let me hit this. You can see there is a function JSON. That means this whole function JSON is printing over here. That means whenever you are using a function with a fetch and it is taking some time to execute, by the time it starts executing this console. So that's why you are seeing this console as a last console. But this should not be the way. I want to wait until this execution is completed. How can we do that? By using async await. So let me use async, and let me use an await call over here. Save this and let me run this. You can see it has executed the fetch call first, and later it has executed the after fetch. So this is how you can use your async await in your JavaScript. So let me comment this out. So whenever you want to await a specific call or await a specific line of execution, then you can use async and await. But whenever you want to use async and await, the call should be an asynchronous call. Otherwise, it will not work. Whenever it is synchronous, you don't need to use async and await. So now what I'll do is, I'll go with one more function called as generator function. Generator function, and these are also called as pause functions. Like you can pause the functions and you can resume the functions. I have explained in details about this generator functions in one of my video. You can watch that for better understanding. Here we'll talk only how these generator functions can be stopped and resumed whenever you want. So these generator functions have a special syntax. Like you can use a function with a star symbol which indicates this function is a generator function, and you can use a function name gen function, and then you can yield some set of values. So it has some set of properties like yield. So whenever you are yielding this, you can set some specific value and send it back. So for example, I am yielding this value with some name like this, and now what I'll do is I'll yield one more time with Sai Kumar and save this. Now I'll call this function. So whenever you call this function, how you can do is, first thing is you have to call the generator function and get the reference of it. So let me get the reference is equal to gen function. This will give the reference. By using this reference, you can go forward. For example, I can use something like console.log of reference.next will give you the value. So let me execute this. So for the first time, I'm using a next on this generator function. So it is coming to the yield and it is not going further. It is returning this yield function. So you can see here the value is name and done is false. That is, generator function is paused. It is not completely done. So when it can be done is, let me use console.log of. Again, I'm using this ref with a next call. So now it has paused here before. Now it will resume from here and it will start executing until the next yield. So the next yield is over here. So let me execute this. Now you can see first execution is false and the second execution is also false because it stopped here and it is telling that the function is not completed its execution. Now what I'll do is I'll use the same console and save this and run this. Now you can see the value from the first yield is name, the second field is Sai Kumar, and the third yield is nothing. So that's why it is telling that the function has been executed successfully and it is returning a value called as done. So how we can use the generator function? Generator functions can be stopped at any time and can be resumed at any time. So that's how you can use your generator functions. And generator functions will return a reference. Based on that reference, you can call your next yield values, and next will resume the value, yield will stop the execution. So that's how you can use your generator functions. These are the different types of functions in our JavaScript. If you want to understand more about generator functions, please watch the video. I'll provide the link in the description. So hope this gave you a clear understanding of all different functions used in JavaScript. And if you like my explanation, like, share, subscribe to my channel for more updates. Signing off. Thank you.